When I'm putting together a cocktail and assessing the type of ice that goes into it, the shape and how it looks from the moment that it leaves my hand to how it looks 5 minutes later in the guest's hand to how it looks 20 minutes later empty on the bar is important and considered in every decision that I make. When I tell people I'm an ice chef, I am a chef that works exclusively in ice for consumption. Primarily two types: crystal clear hand-cut pieces and flavored and alcoholic ice that provide another dimension to a cocktail. Hand-chipped, hand-cut ice generally refers to a completely crystal clear, literally the densest piece of ice that you can possibly have, carved from a large block of about 300 pounds. So I'll take that large block that's 300 pounds and break that into 3 pieces that are 100, and then from that 100-pound piece, we'll go all the way down into what you would get in your glass. And then flavored and alcoholic ice. There's a lot of different things that happen when you chill things to taste in terms of the chemistry in which it acts with your tongue or interacts with your tongue. And so I create ice that is made to taste great and to melt and interact with alcohol. After you start to think about it like that, the surface area, the texture of the surface, the porousness of the substance itself, all of that affects how it melts, and all of that affects how it holds temperature, and all of that affects how it reacts with alcohol or sugar or salt. And that's when you start to care about, well, do I put one 1-inch cube in here, or do I put two 1.5-inch cubes? Do I put a 4-inch cube in there? Do I do a sphere? You have to start thinking about what's our aesthetic appeal, what's the science behind it, how is this going to melt, how is this going to react with this type of alcohol versus that type of alcohol. There's more of a value in using a large single cube, I think, for guests. If the guest allows, continue to use that same piece of ice. Watch how it seasons, watch how it melts. You already have the most energy efficient melting piece of ice in there. It's already willing to soak up all of that heat energy from that whiskey and chill it out, and so their palate can, start to taste all of the little teeny tiny subtleties without the alcohol burn that you would get. It's kind of, once you have it, you can't not anymore. There's been a lot of forward push in terms of cocktails, especially here in Houston. There's more of a demand for the kind of bartender that cares enough about their craft to make sure that they're not over diluting your whiskey, and they're not trying to cover up your alcohol with something sweet. The people that I've learned from were meticulous in terms of every aspect of the whole cocktail. Every aspect, from the glassware to the ice, to the way that it melts, to the flavors, what the flavors taste like when they get cold, when they get hot, how did it taste after it's all the way watered down, and that's something that I've continued on in my own work. When I open my chef's roll, I see all these tools that all of these friends and mentors and people that I've learned from, and people who have loved me and helped me get where I am, have given me. And I've been incredibly lucky to have them in my life, and much less to have tools from them, because I have like a chocolate fork, and I have an ice pick, and then I have like an offset and a peeler that were just from my other, my mentors and the people who taught me. When I'm putting together a cocktail,